As we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to certain health risks that don't always come with obvious warning signs. Many people in their 70s and beyond are unaware of specific triggers that significantly increase the likelihood of life-threatening emergencies. The truth is, sudden death doesn't always happen unpredictably. It is often preceded by subtle health issues that go unnoticed until it's too late. While aging comes with its fair share of challenges, understanding the risks and knowing how to address them can make all the difference in maintaining a long, healthy life. In this video, we will uncover 5 sudden death triggers that can catch seniors off guard. These aren't just random health concerns, they are silent killers that are often ignored until they strike. From unnoticed heart conditions to seemingly harmless habits, these triggers can have devastating consequences if left unchecked. But the good news is that once you know what to look for, you can take proactive steps to safeguard your health. By the end of this video, you'll understand these risks and learn how to protect yourself. Stay tuned, because recognizing these risks could mean the difference between thriving well into your golden years and facing an avoidable health crisis. 1. Silent heart attacks. One of the most dangerous health risks for seniors is the silent heart attack, an event that happens without clear, obvious signs. Unlike the dramatic heart attack scenes we see in movies, where someone clutches their chest and falls to the floor, silent heart attacks often occur without the telltale signs. Instead, they might be mistaken for something as minor as indigestion, fatigue, or a mild cold. This is why many people never seek medical attention, allowing the damage to their heart to go unnoticed until it's too late. Imagine someone like Richard, a 74-year-old who enjoys his daily walks and occasional rounds of golf. One morning, Richard felt unusually tired and experienced shortness of breath along with a slight discomfort in his upper back. He brushed it off as poor sleep and continued with his day. Little did he know, these were symptoms of a silent heart attack. Weeks later, the damage to his heart would put him at a much higher risk of sudden cardiac arrest. Silent heart attacks are especially dangerous because they don't present with sharp chest pain, the kind most people associate with a heart attack. Instead, you might experience discomfort in the upper body, like the jaw, neck, or stomach, along with dizziness, fatigue, or nausea. These symptoms are often mistaken for anxiety, heartburn, or muscle strain, but the truth is that the heart is being deprived of oxygen, and that damage can accumulate over time. The real danger arises when a second, more severe heart attack occurs. If the heart has already been weakened by a silent attack, the chances of survival in the face of a second heart attack are dramatically reduced. This is why it's crucial to be aware of the subtler signs of a heart attack and seek medical help immediately. A simple electrocardiogram, EKG, or a blood test can help reveal if your heart has already suffered damage. Prevention is key, and recognizing the warning signs, even when they don't seem urgent, could save your life. 2. Postural hypotension and falls. Another silent and potentially fatal trigger for seniors is postural hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when standing up. This condition can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, and even fainting. While younger people might only experience a brief moment of dizziness, for seniors, postural hypotension can result in dangerous falls, leading to serious injuries like head trauma or hip fractures. Take George, a 78-year-old man who enjoys his morning coffee at the local diner. One afternoon, he stood up too quickly from his chair and suddenly felt the room spin. Before he could steady himself, he lost his balance and fell, fracturing his hip. Although he expected a straightforward recovery, complications set in and George spent weeks in the hospital battling infections. What began as a simple dizzy spell turned into a life-threatening situation. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury in seniors, and the consequences of a fall can be far-reaching. A hip fracture, for example, may lead to months of immobility, increasing the risk of blood clots and infections. Many seniors who suffer major falls never fully regain their independence, even if they survive the initial injury. As we age, our bodies take longer to adjust to changes in position, and dehydration, medications, or underlying health conditions can worsen the situation. This means that what might seem like a minor dizzy spell could turn into a serious fall. The best way to prevent postural hypotension and its dangerous effects is to stay aware. Simple lifestyle changes like standing up slowly, staying hydrated, and reviewing medications with a doctor can significantly reduce the risk of falls. The key is to recognize the signs early and take preventative steps before it's too late. 3. Hidden blood clots, deep vein thrombosis. Deep vein thrombosis, DVT, commonly referred to as hidden blood clots, is another silent killer that poses a serious risk to older adults. Blood clots can develop slowly in the legs and often go unnoticed until they travel to the lungs, causing a pulmonary embolism. The result can be sudden collapse or even death. Harold, a 76-year-old man, spends a lot of time sitting on his porch reading. Though he doesn't consider himself inactive, one afternoon he noticed mild swelling in his calf. He didn't think much of it, assuming he had just been sitting too long. Days later, he felt short of breath, but dismissed it as a cold. Unfortunately, what Harold didn't know was that the swelling in his leg was caused by a clot, and when that clot traveled to his lungs, it caused a fatal pulmonary embolism. DVT often occurs in individuals who don't consider themselves sedentary. Prolonged sitting, even while watching TV or driving, can slow circulation in the legs and allow clots to form. The symptoms, such as mild swelling or tenderness in the leg, might seem like no big deal, but they can be the precursor to a life-threatening emergency. Older adults, especially those with conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure, are more at risk because circulation naturally slows with age. The best way to prevent DVT is to keep moving. Standing up and stretching every hour, flexing the feet, and drinking plenty of water can help keep the blood flowing and reduce the risk of clotting. Compression stockings are also effective. If you notice swelling, redness, or warmth in your legs, see a doctor immediately. Early detection can be the difference between a simple treatment and a life-threatening event. 4. Undetected infections, leading to sepsis. Infections that seem minor at first can escalate quickly into a life-threatening condition called sepsis. Sepsis is the body's extreme response to an infection, which can lead to organ failure, shock, and sudden death if not treated promptly. The scariest part is that many infections, such as urinary tract infections, UTIs, pneumonia, or even small cuts, can progress to sepsis without you even realizing it. Walter, an 81-year-old man, began experiencing more frequent urination and a slight burning sensation. He dismissed it as part of aging and drank more water, expecting it to pass. Over the next few days, he began feeling fatigued, confused, and cold, though the weather was warm. By the time his family convinced him to seek medical help, his infection had already spread into his bloodstream. Within hours, his condition worsened, and despite doctors' best efforts, his organs began shutting down. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to sepsis because the immune system weakens with age, making it harder for the body to fight off infections. What seems like a minor UTI or respiratory infection can turn into a full-body emergency if bacteria enter the bloodstream. The symptoms of sepsis, such as fatigue, fever, confusion, or weakness, can be mistaken for regular illnesses, which is why early detection is crucial. If you experience any of these symptoms or notice that an infection isn't improving, don't wait. Seek medical attention immediately. Timely treatment is critical in preventing the escalation of infections into sepsis, and it could save your life. 5. Medication mismanagement. One of the most common but often underestimated dangers for seniors is medication mismanagement. As we age, we often accumulate a long list of medications, and even a small mistake, such as taking the wrong dose or mixing medications that don't interact well, can trigger life-threatening reactions, including strokes, heart attacks, or fatal internal bleeding. Helen, an 82-year-old woman, has been on blood pressure medication for years. One evening, she took an over-the-counter pain reliever for back pain without thinking twice. The next morning, she felt lightheaded and weak, but assumed it was nothing to worry about. That day, she collapsed. The pain reliever she had taken had interacted dangerously with her blood thinner, causing internal bleeding that went unnoticed until it was too late. As we age, the way our bodies process medications changes, and what once was harmless can become dangerous. Mixing prescriptions, even with over-the-counter medications, can cause serious reactions. Keeping track of medications and checking for potential interactions is crucial. If you take multiple medications, make sure your doctors are aware of all of them to avoid dangerous overlaps. Conclusion: as we age, there are certain health risks that can catch us off guard and significantly increase the likelihood of life-threatening emergencies. From silent heart attacks to undetected infections and medication mismanagement, these silent killers can strike when least expected. But the good news is that awareness and prevention can make a life-saving difference. By recognizing the early warning signs and making small adjustments to our lifestyle, we can protect ourselves from these risks and enjoy our later years with greater health and independence. Remember, your health is in your hands, and staying proactive is the key to a long, fulfilling life. If you've learned something valuable from this video, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share for more content on senior health.